Welcome to Is It Covered, where we break down real stories and answer the big question, is it covered? Hosted by father and son duo Bruce and Brian Chapman of the J.D. Chapman Insurance Agency. This podcast will help you navigate the world of insurance with stories, tips, and answers that really matter. From personal to commercial coverage, we've got you covered. Now, let's get started.
Alrighty, welcome back everybody to another exciting episode of Is It Covered, the podcast brought to you by J.D. Chapman, the podcast where we talk about all things claims and claims related. We've done quite a few at this point, and it's getting exciting. So we've got another one that we're going to bring to you today around workers' compensation. But before we dig into it, I want to just put that out there that every claim is completely different. Please, if you do experience one, talk to your agent or talk to your actual carrier themselves. So we're going to talk a little bit today about good deeds, unintended risks, and injuries at a volunteer event. So I know this was something that, you do some of your best thinking, I think, in the morning or mowing the lawn or...
Usually with a paintbrush in my hand.
There you go.
Fortunately, I haven't been painting a lot, so...
Okay, the ideas aren't flowing as much?
No.
Well, this one came to your mind. Do you want to give us a little idea of what we're working with today?
So, I like to volunteer and do things, and typically it's on my own time, but there's a lot of companies that volunteer. They have volunteer programs. And so, little Susie loves to take care of people and volunteer, and she's out there and she's working at Habitat for Humanity and, hammering and sawing and, making a lot of sawdust. And next thing you know, she falls and gets hurt really badly. But she's on the clock. How does she get covered for that? Who pays for that? Is it workers' comp? What is it? How does that happen?
Yeah, I mean, I would think that if you are on, you're as an employer, you have to carry workers' compensation,
right?
Disability pay, family leave coverage.
Yep,
so if my take on it would be that if you are working on company time, even if it's a volunteer event, and you experience an injury, that would go under your work. It would go under the company's workers' compensation program.
I agree with you.
Do you have to have any type of special anything in writing that says that you have volunteers or?
No, there's no questions about that.
No, none of the underwriting questions that I've experienced ever ask if you do volunteer events or anything of that nature. That's a great question, Rich.
Yeah.
So even though you're not technically an employee, or maybe you are an employee, but it's not a paid event that you're at, you would still be covered.
But you're on the clock. That's the thing. You're on work. You're on work time.
So Rich, let's say you wanted to take a vacation day and go and volunteer to walk dogs or build a house or whatever it might be. You're not technically on the clock at your employer. So if you were to get hurt in that scenario, you'd have to go through your own personal health care instead of a workers' comp situation.
Right.
There's a lot of weird little quirks on workers' comp too. So Rich, you're driving your own car, you're going to an appointment and you're involved in an accident. Your injury is going to be covered by workers' comp, not your auto policy.
I know that it seems to be pretty common practice now when you go to a emergency clinic or somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the very first questions they ask you, is this a workers' compensation claim?
That's right.
Right.
Or is this involving...
an auto accident?
Correct. Yep.
In that case, you could say yes and yes, both, all of the above.
Right, yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, and it's a good point because a lot of companies do volunteer events like that. And I'm not sure that they're even aware of the fact that if their employee does get hurt, that might fall under their comp. That shouldn't discourage you from going out and volunteering and doing good things.
100%.
Right.
You know what really brought this to light is Rich and I were at an open house and we saw on the wall all these volunteer things that the employees did. And it started me thinking, boy, if they got hurt, they'd be on workers' comp.
Yeah, exactly. And workers' comp, is something that when we talk to people about it, smaller injuries, cut fingers and things like that, you may want to take care of yourself.
As an employer.
Right, to keep what they call your experience mod low. But if it's something completely major where it's going to be a massive type of an incident, obviously you're going to want to make sure that goes through a comp claim.
And in case people don't know, workers' compensation covers on-the-job injury, and it pays for your medical expense, and it pays for your lost wages.
Gotcha.
So that's in case you're wondering.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I guess on this one, it's fairly short and sweet. But, I think workers' comp is something maybe we could get into again at some point. I think there's a lot of different scenarios there. It gets complicated.
Well, it's actually pretty simple, and it's like social insurance. So it's mandatory that you have it. And it's pretty broad coverage, too. As long as you're on the job, you're covered.
And New York State also mandates that you have disability and paid family leave as well. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yeah. More states are becoming paid family leave states too.
And that's great. That's great to hear. Also, you as an employer, if you're setting up a new business and you start to get some people on payroll, make sure you get that workers' comp set up pretty much at the same time. Otherwise, you will get fined by New York State, just as a little heads up to folks.
They love doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, getting that nasty gram. Yeah. And I've seen like fines for people that say you don't have workers' comp that are thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, it's not a pretty scenario. So I know when you're getting a business going, it's like you're drinking through a fire hose. You got a lot going on, but I would suggest that you do hook up with a good agent or at least a payroll provider, somebody that can steer you in the direction of giving the coverages you need to avoid those nasty
insurance
grams.
Agent for insurance, payroll provider for payroll.
Another cut and dry thing.
Yeah.
So in this situation, if somebody's volunteering on company time and gets hurt, what's the verdict here, Bruce?
Oh, all day long. It's covered.
Nice. Awesome. Well, that concludes another exciting episode of Is It Covered? We want to thank Rich for being a part of this over the last couple episodes. As always, if you are like Bruce and you're at an event and you look around and you say, boy, I wonder if this happened, would that be covered? Or, you're in the shower and you're thinking, well, if this happened while I'm at work, would I have coverage or does my employer have that? We'd want to hear from you.
Yes.
We really love to take listener scenarios and break them down. You can send those to Brian, Brian, at jdchapmaninc.com. And I think that's it for this time, and we'll see everybody next time.
Have a great day.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening to the Is It Covered podcast. To learn more about how JD Chapman can assist you with all your insurance needs, please visit our website at jdchapmaninc.com or call us at 315-986-4062. JD Chapman, we've got you covered. This podcast provides general information only. It does not offer or bind insurance coverage. Coverage cannot be changed or confirmed through this podcast, email, voicemail, or fax. Insurance only takes effect once confirmed by a licensed agent. For specific coverage details, please call us at 315-986-4062. All coverages are subject to the terms, conditions, and exclusions of the issued policy, which may vary by state. This podcast does not provide legal, tax, or financial advice. Please consult a professional for those needs. Links to other sites are provided for convenience. We don't control or endorse their content. Any claims, scenarios discussed are hypothetical. Coverage decisions depend on the specifics of each case.